Right now, 90% of traders are about to completely fuck this up. The market's dumping, portfolios are red, and emotions are running wild. Every chart looks scary, every post on social media is doom and gloom, and people are starting to mentally unravel. I need to tell you how not to be one of those people, because this right here is the exact moment that separates winners from everybody else. Look, I've been here before. I've seen this movie play out more times than I can count. The fear and greed index is down to around 20 something, which is extreme fear. And that means the majority of people are about to make the same mistake they always make. They let panic make the decisions. They start doubting everything, their plan, their coins, even themselves. They tell themselves they'll just sell now and buy back lower. But we both know how that story ends. They never do. So before you hit that sell button, stop. Take a breath. Let's all talk about what's really happening here and how to get through it without blowing up your portfolio.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I'm personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I'm not a financial advisor.
Hey everybody, it's Milkshake Matty here, and today I want to talk to you about the exact moment most people in crypto mentally implode and mess everything up. Because right now, that moment is happening. The charts are red. Social media is toxic. And the fear and greed index, one of my favorite sentiment tools, is screaming extreme fear. I've been through this cycle so many times. I can tell you with absolute certainty, this is the point where 90% of people make their biggest mistakes. They don't lose because the market crashes. They lose because they emotionally crash. When the market's flying, when everybody's shouting, we're going to the moon, it feels easy. You're confident. You're checking your wallet every 5 minutes and everything feels effortless. But when those green candles turn red, that confidence disappears. You open Twitter or TikTok and all you see are people panicking. And suddenly that quiet voice in your head says, maybe I should sell before it gets worse. That's the voice that destroys portfolios. That's the voice we're going to silence today. I'm telling you this because I've been there. I've made the mistakes. I've watched my portfolio drop 50% overnight and convinced myself selling was the smart move. Then I watched the same assets I dumped double months later. This was my lesson. You don't lose when the market dips. You lose when you panic. So here's what's actually happening. When the fear and greed index hits extreme fear, it means the average investor is terrified. They've lost confidence. They're tired of red charts, tired of bad news, and tired of uncertainty. And that emotional exhaustion creates opportunity for the calm, for the disciplined, and for the ones who've seen it before. Because while the crowd is dumping into fear, smart money is buying quietly in the background. Let's break down the fear and greed index for anybody new. It's a tool that combines volatility, trading volume, and social media trends and dominance to measure exactly how emotional the market is in that moment. When it's 80 or 90, that's extreme greed. Everybody's thinking they're a genius. That's when the smart money starts to sell, when it's euphoric. When it's 20 or below, that's extreme fear and everyone thinks it's over. That's when smart money buys in. So right now, ask yourself, which one do you want to be? The fearful seller or the patient accumulator? If you've been in the wolf pack a while, you already know emotion is the enemy of execution. When you have a plan, you're calm, but when you don't, you react. If you're making decisions because of what you saw on social media today or yesterday, you're not trading, you're guessing. And guessing is gambling with a chart open. Unless you need the money for something genuinely important in your life, don't sell out of fear. If it's rent or food or family, of course, take care of real life first. But if you're selling because you're scared of more red candles, that's not a plan, that's panic. The market loves panic sellers. They provide liquidity for the next rally. I always tell people, if you can't handle the red days, you don't deserve the green ones. Everyone loves crypto when it's pumping, but real growth happens in the red. That's where you can learn discipline, patience, and emotional control. The next cycle is being built right now in this fear. The people who stay calm today will be the ones celebrating tomorrow. I remember when Bitcoin dropped from 60K to under 30,000 US dollars. It felt like the world had just ended. Every YouTuber was panicking. Every influencer had flipped bearish. But those who stayed, those who kept buying small, who didn't give up, they rode it back up. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to zoom out, check your plan. Remind yourself of why you invested in the first place. If your conviction hasn't changed, your actions shouldn't either. When fear is this high, history says this is when opportunities are born. It's not the time to throw everything in, but it is the time to stay engaged, stay watching, and stick to your plan. If you don't have a plan yet, then build one. Decide your goals, long-term hold, trading, whatever suits you. Set your rules for entries, exits, and risk in advance. For example, I will DCA into strong projects when the fear is below 30 and take profits when greed it's at 70 and above. That's a framework that removes emotion. When you follow data instead of dopamine, you win. I'm not telling you to go all in here either. Nobody can call the exact bottoms, but every bull market you've ever seen started when fear was at its peak. Think about that. When everybody gave up, the next wave began. So don't be the person who quits right before it starts again. I get DMs every day from people saying, Matt, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I just want out. And I always tell them, you're not weak for feeling that. You're human. But acting on that fear is what keeps people stuck. You can't control the market. You can only control your reactions to it. That's what real traders do differently. They don't react to emotion. They respond to data. Is this fear justified? Or is it just sentiment? Are fundamentals still solid? Has my long-term thesis changed? If the answer is no, then the move is patience. That is what we do inside the Wolfpack every single day. We trade the data, not the drama. We watch whale wallets, news flows, and technicals. But we also keep each other grounded because this space is noisy. And sometimes you need a group that helps you stay focused. And that's what the Wolfpack is. If you want that kind of structure and community, there is a link in the description below, or head over to milkshakematty.com and click on the Wolfpack. I've watched people hold for months, even years, and then sell everything at exactly the wrong time. They say, I'll buy back when it's lower, but they never do. Then a few months later, they'll message me saying, Matt, I can't believe it. It came back, the price went up, and I was out already. That's the saddest message to read because it's always avoidable. Let's look at the bigger picture. Has Bitcoin stopped being deflationary? No. Has blockchain innovation slowed? Not at all. Have institutions stopped building? It's quite the opposite. They're scaling in quietly. The only thing that's changed is sentiment. And sentiment always swings. Right now, fear dominates. Soon enough, greed will take over again, and people will FOMO back in at double the prices they're selling at today. Your job is to stay calm in both extremes. When everybody's euphoric, take profits. When everybody's terrified, look for opportunities. That's how you win at this game. I know it's hard when everything looks red. You start questioning whether it's worth it. But that's what the market wants. It wants to shake out the weak hands before the next leg up. If you're watching this video, you're already doing more than 90% of people. You're thinking logically. Now you just have to act logically. Unless you need that money for something vital, do not sell in fear. You'll thank yourself later. Because every major rally in crypto history was built on the ashes of extreme fear. This isn't financial advice. It's emotional advice. And right now, the best thing you can do is not panic. So breathe, step back, zoom out. You're not too late. You're just early in the cycle of fear. The smart ones stay calm. The rest become lessons for the next time. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments how you're feeling. Is this a time for you to buy more crypto? Or are you done and you're saying, I'm out, I've got to sell, I'm going to sell today? Let me know in the comments exactly how you're feeling. And stay calm, stay focused, and as always, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.